studio, author, attorney, David Limbaugh, and Forbes senior political contributor, left-wing nutjob, Rick Unger. How are you?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I say it affectionately. Nobody wants your law. Nobody wants it because the whole thing is predicated on a lie. The entire law, false promises, predicated on one lie after another. Where is anybody in your party to join and say this is not right? This is a bait and a switch. The American people deserve better. Where are the Democrats?
Well, wait. Let's get something straight. By your own graphic, at least 38% want my law.
Okay, that is listen.
So
52,
let's not
38,
say anybody.
If you're running, that is a significant.
I hear you, but if you looked at this just a few weeks ago, it was different. Look, how can you be surprised that the American public's freaking out when all any of us are doing on television today is talking about this law with most people criticizing it?
Wait a minute, you're a rich Democrat. You're a Learjet limousine liberal. Hey, wait a second. Well, first of all, the president's down 24% among Hispanic Americans. The millennials, they want to throw him out of office right now. Another big part of his constituency. But you're not part of the millions of people that got cancellation letters.
But you know what? I am. First of all, I am in the Obamacare pool. I am now buying my own health insurance
more or less
through the exchange.
More or less.
No, I'm paying substantially less.
You're full of crap.
I'm telling you the truth. You want the numbers?
You're one of the few people.
You want the numbers?
You're one of the few
I've already said it on TV, so I'll tell you the numbers. I have been paying $2,200 a month because I'm uninsurable. You know what I'm going to be paying for the best policy available on the New York Exchange?
What, $800?
Yes.
You know who's going to subsidize? The sick.
Nobody's subsidizing me. I don't get subsidies.
You're wrong.
You know that.
David,
in effect,
the sick, the elderly, the uninsured are being subsidized by young people that don't want to sign up.
Yeah. I think the whole thing's unconscionable. Obama promised, in effect, that he would insure everybody, and you can argue, you can quibble over it, and argue that 50 million were uninsured. In fact, some 8 to 10 million were falling through the cracks. It was a misleading figure from the start. It was enough for Obama to change the entire health care system, to damage the entire economy, and now 5% is a de minimis figure to him. 80% a working website is substantially working. 5% is no big deal.
And he just said 90%, but even that aside, do you know how much Jeff Bezos would have paid to have Amazon working at a 9 out of 10 success rate in the first 6 months of that? He would have given anything. Any website that starts up is going to have trouble.
The first 6 months, after they had 3 years and $600 million to get going, this is outrageous.
It still had trouble.
But by the way, Jeff Bezos wasn't responsible for affirmatively damaging 5 million Americans.
But wait a second.
Nobody
let me ask you about the 5 million.
Obama forced it.
And let me say something to the figure of the 5 million. Remember, that's not 5 million individual people who have to go sign up. These are families. So it's going to be people who have families.
Wait. That 5% number of the president is another lie. Because when you look at their own numbers that they knew back in July of 2010, David, they knew that it was going to be a substantial percentage of the individual market, up to 80%, 65% of small businesses, and 45% of large businesses.
And argued it in federal court, and Andy McCarthy uncovered the admission that was in a brief that the administration made. And so they deliberately misled the people. This has never been about covering people. It's never been about getting people better health care. It's been about redistribution of wealth, which is some of Obamacare's architects have admitted, and statism.
Nobody has ever
throughout the entire
What
healthcare
architect
system.
of Obamacare has?
I don't remember which one, but somebody just admitted the other day redistribution.
No,
but it doesn't matter if they admit it.
Let me ask you a question.
Obama's admitted it.
Let me ask you a question about the 5%. Okay, I too have sympathy for anybody who got a cancellation notice and is going to have a problem re-signing up. I really do. But for all of you people who are making such a big fuss out of this, where was your concern? Let's use your number. Let's say it is only 10 million.
Stop for a second.
Where was your concern for them?
This is a red herring. This is a distraction.
Did you ever
You're trying to get us to chase rabbits.
The
president made specific promises. That's what is at issue here.
But it's all, yes, he did, and you can't get away from that. But we did have ideas, and they were consistently shot down. Health savings accounts.
Love them. No problem with it.
Allowing
and by the way, they still exist. They did not get shot down.
Allowing portability between states. Changing the discriminatory laws between employer and privately owned plans, which is a big deal.
All for that, too. But can we take a minute to talk about the state idea?
I want to go off in another area here, because we've kind of debated this to death. Here is where your president's having a big problem.
He's your president, too.
Okay. Honesty and trustworthiness. If you look at all these polls, the American people don't think he's honest, competent, or trustworthy.
This week.
This week.
You know what?
But let me give you examples. And this week it got worse, because the White House said 3 years ago, when Uncle Omar was arrested on DUI, who had faced deportation orders, that Uncle Omar, they said they didn't know him. Now they had to admit this week they know him. They lied about Benghazi. They lied about the IRS. They lied about the NSA. They lied about Fast and Furious. Nobody believes him anymore.
Uncle Omar is not a liar. I mean, that's already been proven out. It's silly.
President Obama, nephew Obama's the liar.
No, he's not. And by the way, they never asked him 2 years ago from the press office. 3 years ago.
The White House issued a statement he didn't know.
This time, yeah, but they never asked him first. This time they asked him, and he gave a very truthful answer. He did. Come on.
But let me
There's
tell you
enough serious things to get into than to waste time on that.
And one of them that he unequivocally lied about is the video about Benghazi.
Exactly.
That was a complete lie, a complete fabrication, and they arrested a man, used all the power and resources of the government to arrest the guy and railroad him.
If you want to go to Benghazi, do you think it's just possible? It's just possible that the government couldn't tell us the whole truth because there were things that were happening in Benghazi that were not supposed to.
No, I think they purposely lied to us.
I don't.
Even though there are things we shouldn't know, and that you would support us not knowing
listen,
if it's a CIA
no,
action.
that would never justify coming out and affirmatively lying about a video that was supposedly.
He didn't lie about a video. What did he lie about on the video? He just said that
the video that this was a spontaneous.
But and he knew better. He knew that
he may not have known better.
He did know better.
I don't know.
But
wait, how do we even get to Benghazi?
You have a duty.
You guys want to go to Benghazi
because you don't care about lying. You just said he doesn't lie. Listen,
I didn't say he
liberals, after he's caught dead in his tracks.
Did I not say on this show that he lied about if you want to keep your insurance?
But you agree the president's a liar.
No, I agree that all presidents occasionally lie.
See, there you go.
Well, they do.
Moral equivalence. Now liberals say lying doesn't matter.
I didn't say it didn't matter.
All right, let me ask another question.
Let me ask him completely.
Do you believe that the American people are smart? Do you think that politicians, now that we've vetted this out, now that they try to implement this, do you think the American people deserve to be heard on the issue of health care?
Yes, but I do hope that the American people will make themselves better educated.
Then why not? Listen, I'm not the biggest quoter of Gallup, but the overwhelming majority of Americans, they wanted either repealed or major changes. Wait a minute. Why won't the president say, you know what, I made promises we can't keep. Why don't we cut our losses and debate this to get a system that you would buy into?
You know what? I don't object. I think the president has made it clear that he is always up for further debate and further input. He has. And by the way, setting the president aside, I feel that way. There has never been a major law passed in this country that did not need to be revised and amended over the years. Every single one.
He specifically says we're not going back on this, no matter how many people it hurts.
He said we're not going to get rid of it. He never said that he wasn't open for changes.
We're not going back.
He said, not while I'm president.
He's never flexible on this.
Honestly, he couldn't be more clear. He just said it the other day.
It doesn't matter what he says. Look what he does. It doesn't matter.
Oh, at least you came off of that.
No, because he did say we're not going back. He doesn't intend to go back. He intended to hurt people because he knew.
He intended to hurt people?
He intended to hurt people.
For what reason?
To advance statism and for redistribution. I'm totally serious. They were
which people did he intend to hurt?
Wait a minute.
They were collateral damage. He was willing to hurt them because he was hell-bent on getting socialized medicine.
I believe that.
Do you
go
really?
back and read.
I honestly don't think the Democrats are that clever.
If you go back and read the November 2nd edition of the Wall Street Journal, they debated in the White House, July of 2010, whether to tell us the truth because they knew millions of Americans would lose their care. They consciously decided not to tell us the truth.
I completely agree with you.
All right, so then the president is a liar.
And you meant to hurt him.
No, wait a second.
Yes.
No, you have to make a very careful separation here. I have said it. I said it on this show that I believe the president fully knew that he could not make that promise. And I got to tell you, as a journalist, I called the White House and said something to them the day he first said it.
They really listened to you.
They really listened to me, exactly.
All the influence you have, Unger.
Right.
But wait a second.
But wait a second. But don't confuse. I'm agreeing with you. Don't confuse confuse the fact that they did that, which they should never have done, and now they're paying for it, with the program itself. This is what's getting conflated, and it's a huge mistake.
No.
Look at the program for what it's worth.
People's eyes are off the substantive problems with Obamacare.
People's eyes were never on the substance of Obamacare because of all the noise.
You know what this is? Ends justifies the means.
Yes,
that's it.
No, I'm not defending it, though.
No, they did it purposely.
I'm not defending it.
Yeah, but you know what? Because it was sold on a lie, the American people, they deserve to have a rehearing on this. And we should repeal it, and we should re-debate this because it was predicated on dishonesty.
What happens the moment you repeal it? Tell me.
Well, he
can't be any worse than it is now.
Tell me what
we got to go.
It's
good to see you.
Come on. We're just getting started here.
Up next.